another one I always see, and I see a lot of PGA Tour pros do it, they get to a par 3 and it's straight into the wind. They just dump the ball on the ground, put it on a tee.
Yeah.
That'll take the spin off, that'll make the hit cleaner, more predictable, and doing exactly what you're trying to do is not fight that wind. Again, we're back to the same theme.
All amateurs want to hit the ball farther.
Right?
You want to hit it farther, I'm
Exactly,
sure.
right.
But we're out here at Goat Hill. I got to have you tell me a story or two about this place. But you play out here with just these old persimmon clubs.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
right.
a lot of fun that way.
Yep,
Amateurs want to hit it farther though, and you got to teach them how to hit it on the screws.
that's right.
So what do you see? You see it. You're out here watching the range here all the time. People might put a lot of effort into hitting a driver far, but don't.
Yeah.
So what are like some tips you'd give amateur players to hit it farther?
You know, what I see usually when people try to hit it farther, they just swing a little faster.
Mm-hmm.
Look like Zorro out here, right? So I think if you get the idea that you're just going to make maybe a bigger, longer swing, and to do that, you actually have to move sometimes slower.
That's good advice.
And so you just turn and make a big turn. You know, if you go really quick and do it fast, you're not going to turn very far.
And that's a big separator of skills. We've got millions of swings that we've collected and taken a look at all the 3D data of how people move. I've probably even shown you how we do that, but we measure someone's pelvis and their shoulders. So one of the big separators of just skill is how many degrees they turn on the backswing with the shoulders. So I think
you know, and I've played in so many pro-ams where guys come out straight from the office and they've been sitting all day, and that's what they do all year long. And they're trying to play golf, and they've been programming their body to stay steady,
bent forward.
And yes, exactly.
No real adduction of their lead arm. So I like your first tip, which is wind that thing up on the backswing. Turn your hips, turn your shoulders.
As I'm getting older, you know, I realize how valuable it is. The more flexible I am, the bigger I can turn, the further I can hit the ball, all things being equal if I hit it on the screws with this one, actually.
Getting older, you just turned 36, right?
Yeah, that's what I tell everybody.
So like for you, if you were gonna take that tip and then try to put it into your own swing, so what do you do to feel like you're making a longer, more extended and turned backswing?
Sure. You know, I can't help it now, Nick, but every time I get ready to play a shot, I always take practice swings. I don't see how people just walk right out from the cart and just walk up and hit a ball. So I'm always taking 2 to 3 practice swings, not so much thinking of anything, just moving and loosening up. So if I want to hit one farther, I'll just consciously make a bigger turn, feel the timing with the club, and let the club swing all the way through. And it always feels longer and a bigger circle versus faster.
Okay. So with that, going a little further. So I think a lot of people get confused. I'll just demonstrate this to maybe you and the camera.
Okay.
When they think of turn, well, most people think of turn. They think of turning, but still often bent forward.
Yeah.
So usually I have more success teaching people how to turn just by teaching them how to get out of the forward bended address and just extend themselves backwards, and then take their shoulders and pull those back. When you do that, that makes you more flexible.
I see.
Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
So face the camera here and set up to it. And what I'm really trying to describe here is if I had this shaft up by Dean's head, like when you make your long, windy turn backswing, you notice how you might barely hit this, but you're not lowering your head, you're not bashing your head into this shaft. You're bending yourself back a ton. Do you have some kind of feel that you would describe that different than what I just did?
No, I think it's just everyone has the same feel, but defines it a different way. As long as you're going for a bigger, fuller turn to hit it further, I think that's correct.
And you do that every time you swing anyway. You always had the thoracic extension maxed out, so it was easy for you to do. But don't get confused with turning more and staying bent forward while you do it. It's really just stretching yourself out while you twist yourself around. That helps you make that longer swing. How about downswing follow through? You think you do anything different? You give advice to these people who are hitting 200-yard drivers, swinging 105 miles an hour?
Same thing is another one that a lot of people forget that I see is they make these big quick swings and they stop here. If you're going to make a big full turn on the back, you have to make a big full swing on the through swing too. And so make sure that your whole body can move in these positions that you want and still hold a conversation and talk, and you're not too tight So you can keep moving.
Now you're demonstrating that one pretty good. All right, face that way again, because you just did something that everybody needs to see. So set up as if you're going to hit one towards me.
Oh, towards you, okay.
Yeah. So face the camera here.
Oh, that way.
And then do your follow through again where you, right about where you had your right arm parallel to the ground. Yeah, I'm out of your way. Now you notice how Dean at this point in time has the shaft really stretched out away from him. Most people, like you're describing, stop turning much sooner, recock the club really quick, bend their elbows and wrists, and that's just really making it difficult to swing fast. Yeah,
like that.
Pop a divot right between my feet. No, you did great. No, you're right. That's a big part of it. You got to keep yourself moving, keep your right shoulder moving. Don't let that stop, and stretch the club out as far as you can. Bryson DeChambeau is probably like the poster child for how to ulnar deviate your wrists or point the shaft straight down into his follow through.
That's right.
That's a key part to hitting this.
You know, and that not only that, when you can do that and be comfortable with it, then you don't have to worry about the shaft or the face twisting off the club path. Shots will go straighter. The more flexible you are.
A big part of hitting a ball far is to hit without a ton of dynamic loft.
Sure.
So that's where I think most people get this the most wrong. Recocking the shaft real quick, bending your wrists this direction, and suddenly you're hitting the ball with 15 degrees of loft, whereas you want to get that closer to like 9 when you hit this thing if you're swinging fast. So you can impart a ton of spin on it.
For sure.
So what do you do? Like some people do spin it too much. I think the follow-through practice we just did is a way to help you limit how much you spin it. Do you ever practice like hitting one low with low spin?
Sure.
Smashing
Always trying to mess around with the trajectory a little bit, just so I kind of feel like I have control out there. And if I'm going into the wind, I want to bring the trajectory down a little so I don't have to fight it so much. The wind always wins in my book, so I don't want to fight it too much.
And I like that. That's been a theme you've shown me over years. For sure.
I like to bank it off the wind and do stuff, but trying to fight it, it's always going to win.
So. Okay, so if you wanted to hit one with the lowest amount of spin, because that's another part of this, swinging faster is important. Big turns, a lot of extension in your upper spine. But if you want to eliminate the spin, we talked about the Bryson follow through. Can you demonstrate like how you would hit one that way, or how you might practice if that's just not in your bag right now?
Yeah, and if it's with the driver, even with the persimmon driver, I make sure, I see a lot of people coming from Hawaii that when they want to hit the ball low and into the wind, they start off incorrectly by teeing the ball too low.
Yeah.
And then as you know, when you hit the bottom of the club, spins too much. So make sure you have enough height, especially with a driver. If you're going into the wind, don't tee it too low. Keep it up there so you can get the top part of the club.
That's good. And sometimes that's contradictory to thinking. Tee it down low so the ball goes low.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. The contact point trumps everything else.
Exactly.
So if you tee it low and you're trying to take some loft off, that's cool. But if you don't hit the ball above the center of the face, it's not going to work either.
And another one I always see, and I see a lot of PGA Tour pros do it, they get to a par 3 and it's straight into the wind. They just dump the ball on the ground, put it on a tee.
Yeah.
That'll take the spin off. That'll make the hit cleaner, more predictable. And doing exactly what you're trying to do is not fight that wind again.
You tell all those tour players that they're doing it wrong?
Oh no, I watch them do it, and I
and then you finish higher than they do. Yeah.
Right.
All right, so tee it up higher.
All right, just make sure I don't tee it low.
And then that's good advice.
So since with this persimmon, this is already pretty low, but I know that I've got enough room to hit. Above the equator of the club or a little higher.
I like what you said there. Just don't tee it too low. Yeah, often people ask like, how high should I tee it up? I guess the idea is not how high, but make sure it's just not too low.
Yes, you're right, especially if we're trying to go keep a low one.
So if you're going to take the spin off with that Bryson follow through.
Right, and what I do is I just kind of do the same thing and I don't try to put too much speed into my shot. I'm not trying to smash that driver. I'm trying to make solid contact in the right part of the club and hit like a quiet drive down there. That's just not going up in the air and spinning.
With good technique.
Good technique.
So I think you're right. Wind it up, and then the follow through needs to be really good with the ulnar deviation in there. The angle between the your wrist and the shaft.
Right.
Hit one like that. Let's see how it looks.
So let's see if I can do it. Right. Ball's not too low, aim the club face, get comfortable, and just a little hold on the follow through.
Nicely done. I know you don't do this a whole lot anymore, but you certainly could if you wanted to. So that's impressive. What else? Anything else come to mind with driver distance? for amateurs?
Another one that I see is when I see, you know, with the modern driver now, that you can actually, if you want to hit it farther, you tee it higher. As you know, we want to hit it on the upswing versus hitting down on it, which most amateurs do, hit down on it.
Down too many degrees.
So make sure you, when this one, if you want to hit it as far as you can, make sure you tee the ball up high so that you can hit up on it.
Yeah. With that comes another challenge, though. The more up you're hitting, the more leftward your swing direction can be.
All that stuff. Right? That's why you go and see your local guy at the GOLFTEC to decipher all of that.
Exactly,
right?
to figure out what's right and wrong.
That's right.
So maybe if I were going to piggyback off that advice, I think that's really good. It's good to tee it up high. I think an angle of attack that's like 3 or 4 up is pretty good if you want to smash it out there.
Yeah.
You need to aim your swing or your stance a little bit more to the right.
Sure.
And that's your accommodation for that little bit ascending
exactly.
attack. No, I mean, everybody who wants to hit it farther can get better with that advice.
Right.
It's always good talking golf with you. We should do this more. And you've got an awesome place here at Goat Hill too. I know you're proud of it too.
Yeah,
This is really
glad
cool.
you guys are out here.
Thanks for watching.